the untamed beauty of Meghalaya, and a terrifying real-life experience. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today, I'll share with you a frightening yet very real experience that happened to us, one that still sends chills down my spine. I've titled this story, The Untamed Beauty of Meghalaya and a Terrifying Real-Life Experience. The journey begins. Meghalaya, even the name feels like poetry. The land of clouds, rain's rhythm, and mysterious hills cloaked in mist. Two families, mine and my colleagues, set out one winter morning to explore this dreamlike land. It was a long-awaited trip. Me, my wife, and two kids, along with my colleague, his wife, and their children, all full of excitement. The winding roads of Cherrapunji, the spray of waterfalls, and the scent of the mountain breeze filled our hearts with wonder. We visited the Seven Sisters Falls, Elephant Falls, and the clean, picturesque village of Malinong, places so breathtaking that it felt as if we were standing at the edge of heaven itself. But little did we know, hidden beneath that beauty was something terrifying waiting for us. A strange night in an unknown town. As soon as we reached Shillong, we hit our first obstacle. Every hotel was full, no vacancy signs everywhere. After hours of searching, we finally found two tiny rooms, cramped and uncomfortable, but at least we had a roof over our heads for the night. The next morning, we left for Seven Sisters Falls, hoping to find better accommodation on the way. But luck wasn't on our side. No rooms anywhere. Disheartened, we drove back toward Shillong as the sun began to set behind the hills. I left my wife and kids along with my colleague's family at a restaurant and set out with him to look for rooms again. We searched for over 2 hours, down narrow lanes, past dimly lit streets, even offering double the price. Nothing. Just when we were about to give up, we saw an old, faded signboard for a hotel. We looked at each other. Let's just check it out. Inside, I asked nervously, "Any rooms available?" The receptionist, a calm young woman, looked up and said, "How many rooms do you need, sir?" "2, but even one will do," I replied. The manager nodded and told someone, "Show the gentleman the 2 rooms upstairs." We followed the staff up to the second floor. The 2 rooms were side by side, large and oddly luxurious, with a dining table, sofa, king-size bed, and even a bathtub. But the rent was shockingly low, just 2,500 rupees per room. Something about that felt off. Time to check in and the watch, the bottle, and the invisible peasants. As we settled in, small things started to feel strange. My wife had placed my branded watch on the dining table. Later that night, when we returned from dinner, we found it hanging upside down from the window grill. A cold shiver ran down my spine. It felt like someone, or something, was in the room with us, unseen. We stayed up chatting with both families until around 11 p.m. I didn't mention the watch. I didn't want to scare the kids. Before going to bed, my wife placed a 2-liter water bottle on the bedside table. At 1:30 a.m., a loud crash jolted us awake, like a heavy wooden chair had toppled over. Then came the sound of running water, clear and steady, from the bathroom. I froze. It sounded like someone was taking a shower, but there was no one inside. I whispered, "Maybe a cockroach," trying to calm my wife, but she sat up immediately, trembling. "Please turn on the light," she said. When I switched it on, we saw the bottle now lying by the window about 8 feet away from the table. It couldn't have rolled that far. It was too heavy. I forced myself to check the bathroom. The bathtub was full of water, the floor soaked, as if someone had just bathed and left. As soon as I turned off the light and got back to bed, I heard the faint sound of furniture being dragged. And at that same moment, from my colleague's room next door, came muffled whispers and a soft, eerie moan. That entire night, we recited prayers nonstop. My wife clutched our children tightly, tears in her eyes. None of us slept again until dawn. Dawn of relief. At Fajr prayer, the first call to prayer echoed faintly through the hills. Everything fell silent. Soft sunlight crept in through the window, painting the misty mountains gold. It felt like we'd just survived a nightmare. During breakfast, I told my colleague everything that had happened. His daughter spoke up quietly. She too had seen someone standing near their window at night. They thought it was a hotel staff member. But when we asked, the hotel staff insisted, "There's no one else staying on that floor, only your families." My colleague's face turned pale. He whispered, "Brother, let's leave right now." And we did. The checkout mystery. At the reception, the calm young woman from the previous night was gone. An elderly man sat in her place. I asked, "Where's the lady who was on duty last night?" He frowned. "Sir, we don't have any female staff here. You must be mistaken." For a moment, I couldn't move. We quietly paid the bill and walked out without another word. As we got into the car, I glanced back. One of the upstairs windows was slightly open, the curtain swaying in the breeze. For just a second, I could have sworn someone was watching us from inside. Then again, maybe it was just the wind. Meghalaya final thoughts. Our Meghalaya trip turned out to be one of the most unforgettable experiences of our lives. The stunning beauty of nature intertwined with that strange haunting night, a memory that still feels too real to dismiss. Some call it coincidence. Some say it was just our imagination. But for us, it was real. Even now, when I close my eyes at midnight, I can still feel that unseen gaze from behind the curtain of that unknown hotel window. Silent, but present.